Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the session. So, in the last class, we have seen the concepts. Which concepts we have seen? Import done, version constant done, modules done, and refresh. Okay. In today's class, we are going to see the concept of dynamic block, Terraform provisioners, as well as Terraform HCP. Basically, HCP is not a part of your syllabus, but I'll teach you. Okay. So first, I'll go and deal with the Terraform provisioners. What is provision and how to deal with it? Basically, Ansible, right? What is the main agenda of Ansible, sir? Agenda main of Ansible is gonna be to configure the servers, correct or not? Same thing Terraform can do. Terraform can do the server creation. But if you want to install softwares or if you want to do the package installation like Git, Maven, and Apache, that is also you can do with the help of Terraform itself. So that concept we are going to discuss with the provisioners. Which one? Concept is gonna be amazing. So try to listen this one. So if I go here and if I go for Terraform, so basically I have the main.tf. In the main.tf, I have the provider here. Okay, I'm just trying to create a resource. Let me go and go for the provisioner here. Provisioner. Okay. The main purpose of Terraform provisioners use it to execute the commands or use it to execute the script in Terraform manage resource on both local and remote. For example, I'll explain this on diagrammatical format. So in that case, you'll be having the more clarity. For example, it is my Terraform. It is what? From the Terraform, you create a server. From Terraform, you create a server. So I'm going to make it on some other color. So here, first one, my Terraform server is called as my local mission. And this is what I can call as remote mission. Okay, let me give them naming. Local mission means the place where you install Terraform. Local machine or local host. Anything is fine. Local machine or local host is nothing but where you install Terraform. There is something called as remote mission. Remote mission is nothing but if you create a resource from the Terraform, then that is what we can call as remote mission. So whenever if you create a resource from Terraform in this remote mission, I want to install some packages. What I want to install? I want to install some packages or I want to execute some commands or even I want to execute scripts. In that case, I will be using the concept called Terraform provisioners. What I'm going to use here? Provisioner. Is it clear for all of you now? That's it. So coming to the concept of Terraform provisioners, basically the first one is going to be the local exec. Which one? Local exec is nothing but use it to execute the commands or script on my local machine. That means wherever you install Terraform, here the script will run. Okay. Now if I go and see, local machine is nothing but where we install Terraform. So it will execute the command when the resource got created. For example, let me go and let me create an EC2 instance here. So you'll be getting some clarity. This is very, very easy concept. You can understand. See, here I'm going to create the resource AWS instance with so and so AMI with so and so instance type and name of the server will be Raham server. Coming to provisioner. What is the purpose of provisioner? To execute the commands, scripts in the local machine or remote machine. I am using local exec. Local exec will execute the commands on my local machine only. What is local machine here? What is local machine? The place where you install Terraform. The place where you install Terraform is called as my local machine. Okay. And I'm running the command called echo. My name is Raham. So now if you go and give Terraform init, Terraform plan and apply, you will be getting the command executed. So I'll be using Terraform apply. There you go. Are you able to see it now? So if you go in, is the command executed or not, sir? My name is Ram got executed. But this command executed on which mission? In local mission or remote mission? Local mission. What is local mission? The place where you install Terraform is called as local mission. Now if we go and see, now here you can be able to see some EC2 also. If I go to running servers, in the running you can see one is the Terraform server, second one is so and so server. Okay. Here if you can go and see in the code cat main.tf. Here if we can see, are you getting the name here? Why you are not getting the name? Here you need to get the name. But what you have given here? Instance name. That is the reason. Okay. In the tags, you need to give name. But here I have given instance name. That is the reason why I'm not getting the name itself. So let me go and remove the instance name and I'm going to put as name itself. In name, N should be capital. That's it. So this is the first concept of Terraform provisioner. What is the first provisioner? Local exec. Which one? Local exec will run the commands on which mission? Local mission or remote mission? Local mission. Local mission means the place where you install Terraform. So is the concept of local exec clear for all of you now? Online, can you please confirm me? Is the local exec clear for all of you or not? Okay. So it was clear. Next one is going to be the remote exec. Which one? Sir, remote execs are nothing but it is the command, like it is a provisioner actually, which will execute the commands on remote mission. Let's say from the Terraform, you create a remote server. In that remote server, I want to install Git, Maven and some packages. So I need to run some script. In that case, I can use the command called remote exec. Remote exec is nothing but it is used to run the commands on remote server. Once the server got created, it will execute the commands and scripts for installing the softwares and configuring them for the deployment also. That means my Terraform create a server. In this server, I want to do deployment. For deployment, I need to install Git, Maven and some other packages. So if I write some commands, these commands will go and execute on the remote server. So let me go and show you how to work with the remote exec. So if you go and see here, the same thing I'm executing now. The server name is going to be Terraform server. So provisioner, which provisioner I'm using now? Remote exec indicate the commands are going to run on which server? If you see local, commands will execute on local server. Are you seeing it now? In the local exec, you can see it local. But if you see remote, the commands are going to execute on which server now? Remote server. I'm using here inline. The reason why I'm using inline means whenever if you are executing multiple lines of command, you are going to use inline. What is the first command? Mupdate. Second command is installing Git, Maven, Tree, Apache, and I'm going to create a file. So these three commands, updating, installing the packages and creating the file. That is fine. But here the last one will come with the connection. What is the last one coming with? Sir, what is the connection means here? It is very clear. Sir, understand the logic. It is your local mission. It is your remote mission. Now in the remote mission, you want to execute the commands. Without log into the remote mission, can I able to execute commands? No. That means here whatever the commands you specified, these commands need to be executed on this remote mission. Without log into my remote mission, how can I execute the commands? Is it practically possible? No. For that purpose, I am using the connection. What is the type of connection I am using? SH connection. To log into my server, I am using which user? I am using login with the PEM file actually. Let's say here I am using private key. My private key is on the file actually, but this file is on which folder? Inside SSH ID underscore RSA. I am gonna create a file. Okay. And the host, I am going to give the public IP address of my EC2 instance. This is the only thing you want to understand. Again, I am explaining you very clearly. So please try to listen very, very carefully, online and offline. Remote exec main purpose is to execute the commands on the remote mission itself. This already we know. Okay. So these are the three commands I am going to execute on my remote mission. So while if I want to run these commands on my remote mission, I need to log into my remote mission. without log into the remote machine, can you able to execute commands? No. So in this case, what exactly we're going to do is write the connection details. I am going to connect to my remote machine by using SH connection. What is the default user I'm using? And I'm connecting with the private key. My private key is on the file, but this file is on .sh id_rsa. And coming to the host, I need to give the public IP address of my server. So I'm using self public IP address. That means I am going to get the server public IP address. This is the code for the remote exec. Now, if I go copy this one, and if I go and give vim main.tf, instead of this one, wait guys, let me remove all the codes here. rm-rf star. I'm going to use some different name called vim ec2.yml. .tf I'm using. File name can be anything. So I'm going to copy the entire stuff here and I'm going to give it there. Okay. So now here the only thing you want to understand is everything is clear, but in the private key section, okay, first of all, you need to give one private key. So in my local, I have a lot of private keys here. If I go to the security, in the key pairs, how many key pairs you are seeing here? Lot of key pair. Let's take any of the key pair. I'm going to take the Ansible key pair. Which key pair? So in my local, already this key pair is available. Let's go and take that key pair. In the key pair folder, in the section of Ansible. So I click on. No, it is Ansible key pair only. Or is in the top name there? Ansible only it is. Okay, fine. So if I copy them and if I go to here, currently I'm gonna put the Ansible private key on .sh id_rsa. So I need to create this location path. Okay. So inside .sh, I'm gonna use the file called id_rsa. So inside root folder .sh id_rsa. So here I am going to put the content. That's it. If you give this one thing, now entire thing is done. So again, I'm going to explain the every stuff for all of you one more time. So currently I'm going to use the AWS instance I'm creating with key name. And what is the key name here? I want to give now Ansible key pair. So that is a previous key pair for my previous class. But currently which key pair I'm using now? I'm using the key pair of Ansible key pair. Here I selected ABC. That's completely fine. Okay. So here I integrate the Ansible key pair. Name will be RAM instance. I'm using remote exec. Remote exec means this will be running on remote machines. What are the commands executing on remote machines? Update command, install of git maven tree, creating the files. But if I want to execute them on remote machines, I need to connect to the remote machine. Connection type is EC2 user will be EC2 user. Private key. I am putting the private key in this path of my location. Now Terraform will go to that path and fetch that PEM file for connection. And finally, host, I'm using self public IP address. You can provision as many you want. So just to give Terraform, apply, auto, approve. But guys, it will take some time. Why? Because the server want to create and we need to go inside the server and these commands need to execute. It will take at least 3 to 4 minutes. So wait for it. And one more thing, a new company is going to hire in the upcoming days. So I'm going to share that link with all of you. Just remind me at the end of the class. So year of password will be 2021 to 2024. Anyone can apply. So criteria BTech, BCA and MCA is eligible. Company name will be Cloud Genesis and the interview will be at tomorrow only. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. I mean, sorry, it is for registration only, not for the interview. So bond will be 2 to 3 years and the CTC will be 3 lakhs per annum. That will be 25,000. Okay, I'm going to share it at the end of the class. Please remind me. Huh? Nothing will happen. Like, it's okay. You can jump up, but I won't recommend you to do that one in initial stages. Okay. And that thing I just want to I forgot to tell Ray. I thought of telling one thing for you, but unfortunately I forgot that one. Okay. That's what I forget. So it is taking more than 3 minutes. Wait for it. Any opening for experienced people. Basically, Ramu, like not only this institute, any institute will not give opening for experienced people. That you need to search. Okay. But I'm just posting some stuff on the LinkedIn. So follow me on LinkedIn. It might be helpful for you. And today, one of the known person for me attended the interview of 3+ years of experience. I'll discuss the question at the end of session. Okay, with you. Remind me. That's what I forgot to tell you. Okay. You can see here already my server got created. If I go to my instances, that is running instances, already a server got provision here. But the only thing is connection is taking somewhat of time. So wait for the connection. Okay. T2 micro is not working. Change instance type. I think that subnet is having some issue. Just instead of 1C, put 1A or 1B. You can see connection timeout. The reason why you got connection timeout is due to one thing. It is security group. Which one? By default, security group will come with the custom. So we need to give it anywhere all traffic. Let me go ahead and show you. If you go to this server, in the server, we are getting default security group, but in real time, we can specify our own security group. Okay. So here you get the all traffic. Okay. But the only thing what you want to do is instead of this one, default like all traffic, let me go and edit inbound rules. Instead of custom, are you seeing the custom here? Put anywhere. What you need to put? That is the only thing you want to do. So let me go for again, same all traffic instead of custom put anywhere. So basically we need to define security group also for that, but I haven't defined the security group. So due to that security group come by default security group, which is not having the all traffic enable. it got custom port number only. But now if I go into, it will be connected to my EC2 instance. That is the only thing you need to understand. Okay. It is recreating. First of all, it will destroy the existing one, and then again it is gonna create the new one. Of course, in next topic, I'm gonna show you how to create security group also. Don't worry it as of now. Just understand the concept itself. Next concept will be dynamic block. There you can go and see like how this will work for you. If you go and see the comments running or not, sir, are you able to see comments are running? But in previous section, why the comments are not running? Due to security group issue. Security group allow custom port number, but we need to give all traffic. That is the only reason. Okay. But again, I'll tell you how to give the security groups for our EC2 instance also. Don't worry. Now, if I log into this EC2 instance, now I can able to see all of them are installed. And it is the M process is locking the process. You can see something called as the other application is M. If you see this one, the M has been locked due to some other running process. Wait for some time, it will run. It is executing the packages now. Now you can go and see. I'll be going to this instance and I'll be connecting to the instance. Now you can check whether I can be able to install all of them or not. What are the packages we install? Git, Maven, Tree, Apache, and I create a file. Correct or not, sir? Let's go and verify all of them. No extra, man. But for me, last class it's working fine. Uh, it need not to take this much of time. Able to connect. Okay, okay, wait. This is terminated already. Wait. I am just going to connect to the terminated instances. Wait, let me go and connect with the new one. Security. It is working now. Previously, the reason why I'm not able to connect is I am trying to connect with the terminal EC2 instance. Of course, you can go and connect to MobileStorm also by using this one, but I'll go and connect from here. So just to go and type git-v. Are you able to see git here? Go and type httpd-v. Are you seeing Apache here? Yes. Go and type maven-v. Are you seeing maven here? Go and type tree-v. Are you able to see tree here? And if I give ll, are you able to see file one? No. Why? Because file one is written on EC2 folder. Which folder? EC2 home path, like this. So through the help of the provisioner, we can also able to install packages, everything in our remote mission also. How many provisioner we discussed? Two provisioner. First one will be local. That is going to execute the commands on my local machine where your Terraform is installed. Second one is going to be remote provisioner. Remote is nothing but the place where you, remote is nothing but the server what you created, your scripts are going to run on that particular remote server. Is the point clear for all of you now? Yes. Online is a difference between local and remote. Clear for all of you? Can you please confirm in chat box? Clear. Great. And there is one more thing called file provisioner. Which one? Which we are going to see on tomorrow's project. In tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to use file provisioner to execute the scripts on the remote server. That's it. So this is the concept of provisioner. That means instead of using Ansible to configure our server, we can also use provisioner to configure the server. We can execute commands, we can execute scripts, and we can do the deployment activity also like that. How do you count means? For remote machines, just give count is equal to 5. That will be fine. That's it. So in the next concept, I'm gonna use the thing called dynamic block, which is gonna be very, very important for the interview aspect. Why it is very, very important, you know, dynamic block will be used to reduce the length of the code actually. Dynamic block will be used to reduce the length of the code. For example, let's see, I'm gonna show you Terraform code for security group. Terraform code for security group in AWS. If you go and see, currently to go and write the 443 security group, how many number of codes you are, like how many number of lines you are using? Almost all 30 lines or not, sir? Only for one block, that is 443 block. Which block? Sir, only for 443 you are writing this much of block. Again, I want to give 80. I want to give 22. How big the code is going to be? Very, very big or not? So in Terraform, if you want to reduce the length of the code, you can use a concept called dynamic block itself. Which one? Let me go and show you what is dynamic block and how to use it. But before that, let me give both of them to the notes. I think here it is. Yeah, here it is. Yesterday notes I have given actually, but unfortunately it is not updated. Okay, but it's fine. Today I'll give. So dynamic block is nothing but the main purpose is to reduce the length of the code and using for the reusability in the looped format actually. For example, here I'm going to take the locals block. Which block? In the local block, the block name is going to be ingress rule. How many ports I'm defining? 3, 443, 80, 8080. So I'm just creating an EC2 instance with normal code, but in the resource called dynamic block. Here, if you go and see egress stand for outbound. Egress stand for, it is the default code. So here you are not going to understand anything. The only thing is cider block I am giving all traffic. What I am giving? From port 0 to any port. All the ports like I am enabling outbound. Remember, you in real time you are going to restrict the port for incoming traffic. For outbound, you are going to give all traffic only. So coming to the dynamic block here, I am using dynamic block for ingress. Here I am using for each loop. Which one? For each loop means nothing but in the local block called ingress. How many values you are having in the local block ingress? 443, 80, 80, 80. What's the first block here? So it is going to take the first value from the for each in the local ingress. First value will be taken. So from port will be the first 443. Protocol TCP and CADR block anywhere. Now my 443 is done. 443 is done. Second value is 80. Again, in the for each local block ingress value, second block is 80. From port 80 to port 80, protocol TCP CADR block anywhere. Gone. Third value will be 8080. Again, ingress value port 8080, 8080, TCP, all traffic. Like this. Instead of using separate block for 443, 80 and 8080, what I am doing is I am defining the values in the local block. Which block name is? How many rules I defined? Now this dynamic block called ingress will use first value will be 443, second value will be 80, third value will be 8080. Like that, automatically the ports are going to be called from the locals. If I don't use dynamic block for these three rules 80, 80, 80 and 443, length of the code is going to increase or not, sir? You can see it lively. For only for one port you are going to get this much of code. Okay, that's it. So now if I go and give the main.tf, oh wait. am history.tf. In this file, what I'm gonna do is I'll be going and giving the dynamic block code. If I give the complete code, automatically my Terraform security group will be created. Okay, and automatically the three ports are going to apply. Just to use Terraform apply. Online, is my voice clear for all of you? Can you please confirm? Okay. I think funny you are having some internet issue, funny. So now if you go and see, my security group will be created with the port numbers of C 80, 8080, 443. But if I do it individually, length of the code will be increasing, which is not a good factor actually. So now my server got created. Just go and check the server. You can take variables is fine and locals is also fine, but there is a difference. Locals, if you mention local on a block, that can be entire for all the Terraform codes. But variables will be applied for only specific things. Okay, local for global, I can say. Variables will be varying from one folder to another folder. That's the difference. Now, if you go to Terraform EC2 instance, in the security group section, you can be able to see all of them. You can, yeah. In the security section, you can go and see 8080, 443, 80. Now, if I come back, sir, for example, in future, if I want to add one more port number, I wanted one more port number. The port number is 22, for example. Of course, 22 is there. But if you want to add some other port number, what I'll do, simply I'll go and I'll just add the port number. Simply I'll go and I'll just add the port number itself. Now here port number I'm gonna, instead of 80, what I'm gonna put here 22, for example. Here also what I do, instead of 80 I'll put 20. There you go. Now automatically if I go Terraform apply, now port number 20 is also going to come. Simply I'm giving just 22 or not, sir. Automatically value coming or not. That is the advantage of using dynamic block. Now go in, click on refresh. You'll be getting port number 22 also. Go and check the running servers. Yeah. So if you go and check now, here instead of port number 80, 8080 and 443, you'll be getting port number 22 also. Let me show you. The security. What is the port number you are seeing now? New port number. Are you getting it now? Like that. So similarly, if I want to add any new port number, what I'll be doing? I'll be going to the EC2 instead of just adding the entire code, just put the port number itself. That's it. So by the help of the dynamic block, the complete code you can be able to reduce. So definitely it is going to be one of the interview question for both fresher and experience. How can you reduce the length of the code? The option will be what? Dynamic block. So is the concept of dynamic block clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm is a dynamic block clear for all of you or not? Okay, fine. And one more thing, let me go ahead and tell you what is comments in Terraform. For example, in Terraform, for security group, I'll remove the code. What I'll be removing? Whenever if you remove the code and if you do apply, Terraform is directly going to remove that security group. You have the code, you remove the code and apply. Okay. So now wait, let me remove this block also. Let me remove this security block. If you want to define security group, it is a way. VP security group ID and security group block name. For example, here I remove the security group code or not, sir? Whenever if you remove the code in your Terraform configuration file and if you apply, Terraform will delete, is going to remove that resource. Wait. Sorry, man. Security group got removed, but the block is still alive. Wait. I need to remove this instance type. Wait. Unfortunately, I remove instance type. Instance underscore type. What is the instance type? T2 micro. Now see, I am removing the security group code and I am using apply. What will happen? The security group is going to delete. Security group like removed or not, sir? Similarly, if I remove the code of my EC2 and if I give apply, automatically that is going to delete or not, sir? So remember, if you delete the code from your configuration file and if you try to do apply, Terraform is going to make sure the instance is going to be deleted. So never ever in real time, don't do any modification and do apply. It is going to be very, very dangerous. I'm just telling you, this is not a safer method in real time. Okay. And even though there is one more thing actually, in the configuration file, instead of deleting, even though if you put comment, commenting is also going to result for deleting. See, I'm going to put /star and // It is a multi-line comment actually. For single line, you can use hash, but for multi-line, that is a comment. Now I comment that code. Now my Terraform will issue that code is not in the configuration file. When the code is not in the configuration file, automatically Terraform is gonna destroy. Are you seeing to destroy? Why it is destroying? Why? Because Terraform is assuming my code is not there. When code is not in the configuration file, Terraform will automatically delete that one. So is the concept of commenting and removing the code clear for all of you know? Unfortunately, if you remove the code in Terraform configuration file, that's gonna be very, very bad thing in real time. But because if you remove the code, Terraform mention that there is no code. So if there is no code, I won't have the instance to manage. That's it. Simply it will remove. And the last class in, last concept in Terraform as per the syllabus is Terraform tags actually. Which one? So in the variable section, we seen string as a variable. Number also we seen. Boolean also we seen. Now I'm gonna tell you two other variables. One is map. Second one is set. So I'll explain what is map actually. So basically, let's create a EC2 instance with the tags. Tags are nothing but you will be having key and value. Whenever if a resource is having both key and value, in that case you are going to use Terraform variable called maps actually. Which one? Maps. Let me go and show an example for you. But in the meanwhile, first of all, let me give the code till now here. No, backup will maintain the state file, na. Configuration files will not be backed, okay? That is different and this is different, the other peer, basically. See, in the last class, I have given the notes actually, but it is not uploaded. Notes is updated here in my local, but in Google Classroom, it is not updated. It's okay, fine. So how to use tags in Terraform? Very easy concept. Let me go ahead and see. Whenever for a resource, if you want to give both key and value. So in that case, you are going to use tags. Give me a second. Okay. So basically, whenever if you want to assign both key and a value for a server or for a resource, in that case, we can use a variable called map. If I go to the official documentation and if I type Terraform map, so you'll be getting some examples. So I can able to explain. The major purpose of using map in Terraform is nothing but to give the tags for the resources. So let me go and show this for you. You can see string we seen, number we seen, boolean we seen, list also we have seen actually. How to provide the list? List is nothing but multiple values. So this I shown you while giving the different server names for different types. So string done, number done, boolean done, list done. And the only thing pending is list and map. I mean, sir, certain map. So if I go to map here, you can get like this. Okay. So if you want to pass both key and a value, so in that case, you can use the maps actually. So in this concept, I'm going to teach you how to give different kind of key value pairs for the server by using the maps. Let me go and show VIM in the Terraform configuration file. Now I'm going to uncomment this one. So it's a variable, guys. It is what? Variable. And again, this is also not required. I can remove these ports off. Oh, wait. So in the tag section, instead of giving the tags here, I'm going to take it as variables. In the tag section, I am asking take it as from var dot instance underscore tags. So just to give variable, what is a variable here? Instance tags. Next, description is optional. I'm going to use type here. What I'm going to use? What is type here now? Map. So in the map, now here default. Default is equal to, now give the values like this. First one will be like tags. Name will be dev server. And one more thing, while if you are defining the maps here, the only thing you need to understand is here you need to give double quotes for the values. What I need to give? Name of the server will be like no app server, for example. App server. Next year, I'm going to give it as env. Env stand for environment variable. Name I have given. Next, I need to give env. Env, I'm going to give it as dev. Okay. And I'm going to give it as client. Client is equal to Swiggy. Let's take. Now, if I go and give Terraform FMT, first of all, it will come with the proper configuration. Now give cat ec2.tf. So you are going to take variable from the instance tags. I have instance tags. Okay. Type I'm going to take it as map. Of course, basically I can put here list tags well. That's completely fine. So default, what is the first value here? App server. Name is equal to app server. Second one, env dev. Third one, client Swiggy. Now, if you observe here, as per this one, if I want to pass both key and value, which variable I need to use? Map. So now if I try to give Terraform apply, see what will happen now? Is it creating my EC2 instance? Just check now. So now my EC2 will get the 3 tags. So if I click on refresh, I'll be getting the new EC2. If I go and see, already a tag called name applied. You can clearly see it. What is the name server I have given? App. Wait, guys, stuck it is. And got stuck. Only give me a second. It got stuck actually. Wait. Now you can go and check. Here in the tag section, are you seeing the 3 tags now here? Client, env, name, and everything. Are you able to see it or not? So the primary function of map is if you want to assign both key and value for your resource. In that case, you are going to use which variable here? Maps. So is the concept of Terraform maps clear for all of you know? Why we are going to use this maps function? To assign the key and value. Terraform map. Terraform map. Ready? What happened to this system? I typed Terraform map, but it is typed as Terra map. Okay, that's it. So the code I am giving it here. That's it. Let me go to Terraform map. What is the primary function of Terraform map, sir? Whenever if you want to, it's a variable basically. If you want to assign both key and value. So in that case, you are going to use Terraform maps itself. So here you can see maps are objects represented by pair of curly braces, which you are going to get both key and value. Are you getting it now? That's it. So let me give it for you now. So maps. It's a variable. Oh man. It's a variable type used to assign key and value pair for resource. Example best case is tags for any resource. If you want to assign tags, you can use the map itself. That's it. And final one is gonna be set actually. Already you know list, right? List is nothing but if you want to pass multiple inputs, we are going to use list. Let me explain that concept also. So let me destroy the existing infrastructure. But for the better cause, first of all, I upload the notes. Why? Because last day also I upload the notes. First of all, I'll upload this one for you. So now if you go to DevOps Basics PM classwork, I'm uploading these notes. In today's class, which concepts we have seen till now? First one we have seen Terraform provisioners. Which one? After Terraform provision, we have seen local exec, remote exec we have seen. And after that, we have seen finally Dynamic block, which one? And last concept is gonna be maps itself. So update the nodes here in front of you. Just please let me know like whether it is replicating or not. Why? Because last day also I uploaded, but unfortunately it is not replicating. Fine. So now if you are having any doubts or any queries in today's session, you can ask me. If you are clear with doubts, I'll gonna explain what are the interview question that got for 3 years of experience today. Online, if you are having any queries, please raise your hands, and offline you can go with it now. Have you got it? I think dynamic block is there. Hmm. Dynamic block is there, maps are there, provisioner is there. Hmm. Terraform Cloud, basically it's not a your syllabus topic, but I'll explain in tomorrow's class how to use Terraform Cloud. Okay, fine. So now guys, listen to the questions, whatever the interviewer asked today. So I know one of the person, it's outside of the institute actually. I know them very well. So they have gone for interview today, the DevOps. So they put the experience of 3 years. I'm going to ask you what are the questions they got. So just verify yourself whether you are able to ask, like answer these questions or not. They started with the Maven tool. What is the build tool in your project? Maven, right? What are the, like, do you know Maven lifecycle? That's a question from Maven. And one more question is, what is Maven home path? Maven home path. .m2. Hmm. Coming to the Jenkins, first question is, what is pipeline? Can you able to answer it? Types of pipelines. Already you know, scripted and declarative. Pipeline syntax. Pass. Pipeline, agent, stages, state, step. And what is agent in pipeline? Server, where you want to deploy your application, you can put as agent. And after that, how can you schedule the bill for a particular time? How do you schedule the bills in Jenkins for particular time? Cron jobs. Which one? Cron jobs. And what is master and slave concept? Why we need to use it? To distribute the bills. Okay. And coming to the one more thing here, if you forget the password in your Jenkins, how can you log into the Jenkins server? Config.xml, make true as false, and log into the server. Correct. And after that, what is the port number of Tomcat? 8080. Fine. Coming to the next year, they asked about more of Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, what is replica set and why we need to use it? Replica set is nothing but copies of pods. It is all the self-healing capability. Coming to next one, what is the type of cluster you used? Chaos. Explain the Kubernetes architecture, master node and worker node components, which already you know. API server, etcd, scheduler, control manager, kubelet, kubeproxy, pods. Already we discussed in the architecture. Next, what is Helm? Why we need to use it? Helm. Helm is a package manager, easy to install packages on the Kubernetes, right? And what is Argo CD? Why we need to use it? Argo CD is the deployment tool, continuous deployment tool for the Kubernetes native applications. It is the graphical user interface. From the user interface, we can deploy the application. And coming to how do you allocate storage for the pods? By using PV and PVC. How do you expose the application in Kubernetes? By using services, cluster IP, node port, load balancer, and ingress services. And the last question they asked is about how do you allocate particular storage for particular namespace? By using resource quotas. Which one? These are the questions they asked from Kubernetes. Coming to Terraform, What is Terraform and why we need to use it? In Terraform, how do you isolate the infrastructure by using workspace? In Terraform, how do you reduce the length of the code? Dynamic block. If you create an infrastructure manually, how can you manage from the Terraform? By importing. What is state file and how to secure your state file? By using S3 backend support. These are the questions that she got from the interview with the experience of 3 plus. How much? 3 plus. And you know the offer the package of almost a 10 LPA. How much? Now you tell me, if you attend the interview, how many questions you are able to answer? They asked almost all 30 questions. Minimum to minimum, how many you are able to answer? Minimum, at least case you can answer 25 questions, right? 25 means very good. That is maximum enough to crack the job. If you attend for any interviews, you need to answer at least 70% of questions. How much? 70% means if you calculate the ratio for this interview, you need to answer 21 questions. But how many you can answer? At least 25, right? That means now tell, is going with experience, is that much of difficult? No, right? Why? Because everything, whatever they are expecting, here I'm teaching in the class. If you learn the subject, that will be more than enough. Even I'm betting you, a fresher from my class can apply as experience and he can crack the interview. I'll give that guarantee for all of you. But the only thing is, it depends upon your time, like how much of time you are investing, how much time you are preparing. That depends upon yourself. But again, I'm telling you, so please try to prepare yourself. Guys, getting the job with this content is very, very easy. Okay. The only major thing is your efforts. Your efforts are going to matter for it. Yeah. And one other thing is basically, I have a student called Ashwant. I think a lot of you people might have met him on the lab. He was my first batch student actually in Naresh IT. It took almost all 1.5 years him to get the job. Finally, he got the job of 4 LPA as a fresher. And his passed out year is 2021. Which year? I trained him on 2022. He got the job on 2024. So don't think if your gap is more than 3 years, don't think you are not going to have the jobs. Even if you are 2021, still you are eligible as a fresher. Today also I got one opening, right? The opening is from 2021 to 2024. If your gap is more than 3 years, then you need to worry. If it is less than 3 years, you are not need to worry about it. Is it clear for all of you know? That's it. So online, you tell me now, is the cracking the job with this knowledge easy or difficult for you? Huh? Previous experience, wait. Sir, they won't ask. No, no. They ask for the project explanation also. Initially, they ask the project explanation. How do you do your project in real time? That I'm going to explain on the next upcoming class for you. Yep. Definitely, you can. That's it. No, no, it's not like that. See, you are going to explain the method how you done the project. You are not going to explain expose the source code and everything now. You are going to tell what is your project and you are going to tell what is the work you have done on that project. That's it. Okay. So the final thing is tomorrow is your last project for DevOps. Tomorrow I'll tell one project. Day after tomorrow I'll tell some other topic for you. Next day will be career guidance, resume building and everything. We can wrap it off. So I think it is the last phase of our course actually. I want to know one thing from all of you. You took this course for 2.5 months, right? So how the course for all of you? How you felt about after taking this course? First of all, I'd like to ask only one thing. Are you satisfied with the course? More than satisfied. Great. And Alan, what about you? Are you satisfied with the course, all of you? Can you please confirm in chat box? This time I need to get reply from all of you online. Why? Because it's very, very important. Okay, it was very, very satisfied. That was very good to listen actually. Okay. And the only thing that I'm expecting from you now is I would like to get your 5 minutes of time for me. That is the only thing I'm expecting. So basically, after the course is done, like we will take feedback from all of you. The only thing you need to do is you need to provide feedback. That will take only 2 minutes for all of you. Okay. In the Google, if you type Naresh IT, if you type Naresh IT, there you are going to get the reviews actually. In the review section, just go and drop your review. Like how exactly you felt about the course. But before giving the review, I would like to tell you one thing. Guys, while giving the review, please mention what is the course you have taken and from which faculty. And finally give the rating. Okay. So somebody will keep the review as it was good, it was fun, but it's not gonna be the valid review actually. Please mention the name of the course and the name of the faculty and just write at least 4 to 5 lines of review how you felt about the course. So that is going to be helpful for the people who is going to join in the upcoming batches. Why? Because while joining this batch you might have some doubt how the trainer is going to teach. Okay. That's it. Okay. So please open your Google Chrome all of you once. And online I'll be sharing this link with all of you. So in the review section you can go and write see. If you go to the reviews, in the reviews you can go and see like this. For example, let's take DevOps. There are 53 reviews about DevOps. So this is the minimum 3 to 4 lines of review what you need to write. Okay. You can write whatever you feel. If it is good, just write some good review. Or if you not feel good, it's okay, completely fine. Even for online, I'm just providing this link for all of you. Please open your Google Chrome and try to provide the review. Why? Because it will be helpful for me a lot actually. And this is the only thing that I'm expecting from all of you. Online, I have given the link for all of you. Please go ahead with the link once. I think this. Wait, I'm just giving. On and please click on that link. If you click on that link, you will be getting a page like this. Okay. In this page, click on Narration New Campus. Click on Narration New Campus, and in the below, you can go and give the reviews. So all of you from the offline, please try to give the reviews here. So here you can get Narration New Campus. Click on Add your review. Okay. In the review section. So I will recommend everyone to give this review. Why? Because it will be helpful a lot for me. And this is the only thing that I'm expecting from you. Please give the review. Same like that. RVCD కూడా. And I hope for the online you got the link. Can you please confirm me all of you got the link? And if anyone done with the review, please ping me on comment section. And one more thing, guys, please mention at least 4 to 5 lines of review, and please mention the course name as well as the trainer name also. And mention how the Kubernetes and Terraform classes. Why? Because these are the classes what you gone for very in depth. Okay. So mention how you felt about Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform also. Hmm? Done, huh? Okay, I'll check it. Wait. So previously it was 53 for DevOps. Let me see how many now. Newest. Like it will take some time actually. Let me open Naresh IT DevOps. Just now I got from Pramod. Okay. And Sagar is also done. Okay. And Paresh done. Okay. These three I got now. So as of now, Paresh done and Sagar done and Pramod Lal. And Pramod, the only thing is my name is Raham. It's not Rahman. It will go to some other faculty actually. No, no, it's Raham actually my name. Just try to modify. Just edit that review. Like just put Raham. And from online, I haven't got any response from all of you till now. So try to provide the feedback. And Nayan sir, can we have one-on-one session like regarding what Nayan? Like online, is anyone done with the review? Can you please confirm in chat box? Here it is not showing anything. Oh, in the mobile, I'm doing refresh. I think till now they haven't provided anything. Might be that they are writing still. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Funny. From the online, I got your review. That means I need to wait for some time. Sorry, dev coda. Quotas, okay, that is completely fine. Even though if you don't define the quota, that will work actually. Okay, just shown you how to give both of them. But in real time, if you give one, that will be maximum enough. JFrog also I'll explain. That I mentioned on syllabus now, I'll explain. Don't worry. Oh, it's replicated. I seen it. Sure, fun. I'll try to guide for you. Okay, don't worry. And I got response from Pallavi and Srinivas also. And Manohar, I got it. Okay. And funny too. Mm. Yeah, like you know the most difference actually. Why? Because you already taken some other courses. I think there you invested how much of money? Uh, okay, EMI option. Okay, mm, okay. What's the total fees there? Uh, uh, okay. Mm, okay. Then that's a good thing, na. Around 40,000 for the DevOps course. And what is the difference between there and here? It is only 10,000, right? Uh, is a huge difference. Mm. Mm. Oh, what is the institute name there? Oh, it was a very bad thing actually. Uh, just send it to me if you are having it. Mm. Yeah, sometimes like even I seen some of the institutes will just go and read the content. They won't teach. They'll read directly whatever they are seeing in the screen. So you after taking the credentials now again you are taking the same thing. Eh? Mm. Same thing. How much is the each lecture? 1.5 hour or 1 hour? 2 hours each lecture. That's not a good thing for 2 hours means. I got to know that like if you pay more fees, then that doesn't mean like the content is going to good there. Yeah. Basically, funny, we covered the Jenkins concepts. Funny in the Ansible section, what are the Jenkins we missed that already covered there? Okay, but still, if you something is missing, please let me know. Thank you, Nine. I got your feedback. None of them got placement, but here it is free completely, right? Naresh IT will provide. It's a student friendly institute. I am telling you, na, nobody will give placement for 16,000, but here not 16, 10,000 only. But here we can give placement and everything within less than 10,000 only. And the best part is you have the interactive teaching. If there is no interaction, there is no point of learning any subject actually, I can say. Yeah. Okay, he only suggested, great. Oh. Uh, okay. So from then you got it. Mm. So guys, and Sonar Cube as well as Nexus, sorry, JFrog is pending that I'm gonna cover on the Friday section. Okay. What are the topics still we are have pending? Please let me know. Okay. If that is pending, I'll try to cover it up. Okay then. So guys, try to provide the feedback online. So I'm ending session. So let's meet on tomorrow session with some new concept. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you. I'll give the interview link in the Telegram channel of you. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day.